They show that on the big screen, and the Cleveland Orchestra performs the score live at Blossom. It's thrilling. They're going to do 3 performances, 28th, 29th, and 30th. Tickets for the entire Blossom Music Festival. Go to clevelandorchestra.com. I'll get you a 4-pack here for Lord of the Rings 2 Towers out at Blossom last weekend of the month. Good luck. Caller 10. These 4 tickets are yours. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
If he sounds super excited to see you,
Hey, what's up?
remember, he is a paid performer.
As a broadcaster, he's real good.
Alan Cox on 100.7 WMMS.
Got another $1,000 for you here in about 5 or 6 minutes. Listen at 5:30 or thereabouts for your next grand courtesy of the Buzzard Bookie. My second to last one for you today. We'll do one at 6:30. Rob is in for the Corey Roddick Experience tonight at that point. If you listen to us on iHeartRadio, first of all, thanks. It's not always easy, but appreciate the effort. Tell me where you do it, though, from around these United States. What am I hearing? Oop, hold on.
Is that you?
Not me. Steve listens in Hartford, Connecticut. Sebastian is in Salt Lake City. Andrew listens in Wilmore, Kentucky. Andrew is in Loveland, Colorado. These people are all immortalized. They're not all dead. Not all dead.
Yeah, this is all our dead listeners over here.
Hey, what's good for my exes is good for the listeners. Immortalized back here on the big map. Brian is in Hackensack, New Jersey. And Doug is one of our new bureau chiefs. He's in Fort Pierce, Florida. Where are all those beaches, boy? Everybody's down there having fun. And it turns out we are all ankle deep in poop. Beach feces is a huge, huge problem in the coastal United States. Yeah, the people who are real beach curmudgeons, it's not like they've never had a point. It's just that for a long time it amounted to like, I don't like sand in my toes. But now that more than half, they say, of the United States beaches are contaminated with poop and raw sewage. It's not just Edgewater, making their waters unsafe to swim in. A report by Environment America. They tested 3,100 beaches. Close to 60% of them had fecal contamination. So that's human waste, animal waste. Companies use the oceans like a toilet. The factory farms and, ask anybody who lives in an area where they're downstream from an industrial livestock operation and tell them how confident they are in their local waterways. Texas beaches, the worst in the nation. Freedom! 90% of Texas beaches have unsanitary poop levels. I don't know what sanitary poop levels are, but there's always a sliding scale with these things. The top state offenders are Louisiana and Pennsylvania's Lake Erie beaches that had 100% safety failure. Now, it might occur to you that we are just downwind from Pennsylvania's Lake Erie beaches with our own Ohio Lake Erie beaches, which, as you've noticed, are pristine to the point where you could just, dip a cup in there.
Mosey on in.
You could just mosey on in and have a high old time.
That was the one thing.
I took a big old swaller out of it, and I was like, uh-oh.
That was the one thing I noticed on 4th of July, because I guess I didn't realize where people
Beach
go.
feces?
No. I didn't realize where people go to watch the fireworks. There are various places, whatever. But everyone was at like Edgewater, and they make it a thing. They stay there all day. They
Yeah,
camp
like
out.
you're like on a body of water there.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I know they're getting in that water. And my boyfriend loves to go to the beach. Whenever we have like a spare moment and it's nice out, he's like, oh, let's walk on the rocks or let's dip our toes in. I was like, I don't want to just casually dip my toes in that.
Does he know who he's dating by now?
He does, but he knows I'll do it. I'll just complain. I was like, okay, well, if you're okay with hearing my mouth, and if I get any type of infection blaming you're taking the fall for this, I'll go. And he'll be like, okay. And one of these times he's going to mess up and he's going to regret it.
He says, haven't I told you not to talk with your mouth full? They say that Oregon's beaches are the most consistently dirty in the United States. Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. That is unfortunate.
Well, because Oregon is very
That
pretty.
the beach feces is getting between people and a good time. Swimming in poop water can cause... I'm sure there's a medical term for it, but I don't know.
Poop water's not it?
I do like beach feces, though.
Isn't it?
They're at incarceration this weekend. Respiratory disease,
I
ear
thought it
and...
was a B-52 song.
I'm sorry?
A B-52
Darn,
song.
darn, 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 darn,
Beach
beach
feces.
feces. Darn, darn, darn.
It was like a personal accomplishment as a kid to, whenever I was swimming somewhere, to go underwater. You know? And I didn't know. My mom kept telling me, she's like, don't go under don't go under Lake Erie's water. And I'm like, it's water. Like, I can swim underwater. I thought it was cool. I messed around and found out, and I saw a fish skeleton, and it scared the crap out of me. I went under there, and I couldn't see anything. It was all foggy. And I came up real close to like a fish skeleton. I was like, ah! And I ran out. And that was the last time I went underwater in Lake Erie. But, like, that's what a kid does. Like, they take her stupid little goggles, and they love swimming underwater. And I swam. It wasn't even like Edgewater. At this time, we were going to, like, Lakeview Park in Lorraine. That was our beach as a kid. So,
well, the environment has finally caught up to somebody like me, who technically cannot swim. I won't drown, but
You'll flounder.
I'm not. Good pun. I'm not. I'll float, right? But I'm not getting in natural bodies of water anymore. I'm not doing it.
I'm getting more scared of oceans the older I get.
Because the sharks are practically walking up onto the shore?
Well, anything. Sharks, jellyfish,
Yeah.
fish, turtles, all that never, ever bothered me.
But those are the things you can see.
That's what I mean.
I'm talking about the things
The
you can't.
microbacteria.
Yeah, the things you can't see or what's going to kill you. The poop water.
Poop water.
The algae bloom. You can see that too. But
That I'm not so worried about.
you're not worried about the algae bloom.
Micro-
The doom duty.
No. It's the living stuff that weirds me out, man.
It's all living, too.
No, like animals.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we want to get into another semantic argument.
I mean, I guess they are both living things. aren't
Yes,
they?
Mayor. I was going to let it go. Sanitary sewer overflow happens as many as 75,000 times each year in the U.S.
makes me wanna
And
throw
people
up.
still don't want to spend for infrastructure. Okay, cool.
Ugh.
And plus, in places like Houston, Texas, they've paved over all the wetlands. That's why those cities flood. There's nowhere for the water to go, so it just goes through the city and makes it much harder to filter pollution. So all those Gulf Coast beaches are always the worst because they've probably still got traces of, the BP oil spill or whatever. Yeah, we cleaned off all the ducks. Well, probably some other stuff out there. Anyway, let's say beach feces is your particular kink. You might like that. You might like to be out there and feeling up feel a little log hit your ankle.
Alan, I'm going to throw up.
It's not bad. They're not logs of poop.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think that there's kids in the water taking full-on
No,
dumps?
I
Of
don't
course
think
there
that's
are.
happening.
Of course
Because
there
they
are.
would be doing it at pools, too.
No, they wouldn't, because
Yes,
this
they
is
would.
no, because this is how people treat natural bodies of water.
No.
Oh, there's so much of it. Just
No.
People don't-
Nobody's taking a full-on dump
people
in the
don't
water,
treat
Alan.
pools like they treat the ocean or the lake.
Nobody's
they
pooping
don't.
in the ocean.
You don't think kids are pooping in the ocean?
If they're in swim diapers and a little gets out, maybe, but nobody's taking their trunks off and making a full-on dump of it.
You're from Berea.
What
You
does
don't
that have to
think
do with anything?
you, out of anybody, you should know there's kids taking dumps in the lake.
No, what is that? First of all, what does that have to do? Is there something about Berea? I don't know.
Berea,
she's
diarrhea.
from
There you
Berea.
go.
Because you always,
in the lake.
because you always call yourself a hillbilly.
Right, but that has nothing to do with it. I feel like being
Oh.
a hillbilly doesn't have anything to do with pooping in water.
It doesn't.
No.
All right.
We had to swim there. We're not going to poop where we swim.
You got people poop where other people swim.
No.
All right.
I don't think
Well, then
people are
how did
taking
all the
full-on poop.
then how where'd all the beach feces come from?
You just said sewage runoff and
No.
animals and swim
humans,
diapers.
humans, animals, industrial runoff. Humans, human poop.
Again, from sewage, not from buttholes.
It's just a different kind of pipe.
Right.
Not even close. Hey, I got to give you money here. It's $1,000. A couple minutes late, but still money for you. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Check. That's check. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Hey, Intense Randy.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, pal?
How you doing, buddy? Hey, I got a little thing here to help you defend you when it comes to the Jonah Hill thing, because Mary's over here fighting you on this, and I wanted to
It's
ask
looking
her a
like it worse.
question.
Look who's in your corner, Alan.
Go ahead.
Oh, wait a
Randy.
minute. Let me ask you a question, Mary. Remember, okay, you're a recovering alcoholic, right? So, but you don't like the meetings. You don't go to the meetings. You don't sit there and like what they're spewing to you. So wouldn't this be kind of the same thing as, like, you don't like what they're doing, so you didn't do it, but you're still doing great, correct? So basically, Alan is defending this guy because he's actually being honest, and that's actually a good thing. I don't think this guy is being creepy at all. Yes, he is a weird guy. I agree.
I don't understand the
I don't either.
connection you're trying to draw between
Oh,
me
the
going
He
connection-
to
made it
Okay.
perfectly clear.
The
It's as
connection
clear as
I'm trying
beach
to make
water.
is-
I get it.
you
the
don't.
connection I'm trying to make is the fact that you are a non-drinker and you don't like what they tell you in
Exactly.
AA meetings, and you said you stopped going to meetings because if you go back on the tape a year or two ago or whatever, however long ago it was, you said you don't go to meetings because of you don't. It's like too depressing or whatever. But so this guy is basically doing the same thing, but not obviously in an AA setting. I mean,
Okay. I
it's not hard to decipher.
What's not clear about this, Mary?
I'm not drawing the parallel.
He just
I'm
told you it's not
struggling.
hard to decipher, Mary.
I'm struggling between the parallel of telling your
Well,
significant other you're not allowed to talk to men and me not going to an AA meeting.
okay. Let me take this down to a kindergarten level then.
Please do.
No problem.
I thought that's
I
where
will
we
do this.
already
So-
were.
He's got to
This
simplify
guy,
because Mary's
this guy
dumb.
Jonah Hill, this guy Jonah Hill actually said, "Hey, no hard feelings. If you're not down with the way I would like this relationship to go, I think that's pretty respectful to a person instead of just sitting there playing games with them and dealing with it in a weird way. You understand? I mean, you don't like what AA's telling you, but yet you're still a functioning, perfect non-drinker, and I'm really proud of you, by the way. And it's amazing how much funnier you've actually gotten since you haven't been drinking. I love you, Mary. I really do. I really, really do.
Thanks,
And
Randy.
Alan, you're right by this guy, you backing up this guy and telling him, hey, you know what? I'm proud of you for doing that, for like being straight up and being honest with a person. Isn't that what every relationship should be based on, is honesty?
I guess. I just think it's weird when people blow up somebody else's spot from texts that happened during the relationship. Okay, thank you, Randy. I appreciate the. There's Intense Randy. Intense as always.
I'm not the only one confused, right?
Yeah.
I'm not confused at all. Very clear.
I got it. Must be a woman thing.
Must be.
By the way, everybody's telling me it's called the aqua dump, and that's what surfers do, is they turd in the water.
Well, then blame all the surfers.
Hey,
All
People-
the
people-
beach
There
People
was a
laugh.
lot of
There's
surf
a-
culture
Lake
talk
Erie.
in those texts.
There
messages.
is a
That's part of surf. I don't want you surfing with men. I don't want you surfing in their dumps.
I don't want you taking a poop in the ocean.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, there's a surf community in
It's
Northeast
called
Ohio.
hanging too.
All right. The Art of the Aqua Dump is the article that's popped up here. All right, anyway. Full-on logs in our nation's waterways. And what could go wrong with that? Alan is married too good to swim and poop now?
I'm on record as having swum and poop.
Yeah.
Swam,
Yeah.
whatever.
Swimmed it.
I had a yeast infection for about 3 weeks after I swam and poop.
Alan, I've known full-on adults to take a dump in the lake. Alan, I poop in the ocean when I'm at the beach.
What's wrong with you people?
My friend pooped in the ocean.
Anecdotal evidence.
Boaters take dumps in the lake.
Anecdotal evidence, all of it. Just because you know someone who pooped doesn't make poop real.
I've definitely had to fish a log out of the lazy river as a Kalahari lifeguard.
Oh, definitely Kalahari's.
Well, that's what kids. I'm
Yeah.
talking about
Call
kids.
the lazy. No, those are adults.
That's a really lazy river. The river is supposed to be lazy. You get your ass out and go to the bathroom. Alan, last week the city pool in University Heights was shut down 3 times in a day because of 3 separate poop incidents.
It's not always a payday.
That's right. Don't pick that up and bite into it. I've got to take a break.